Are there any other doors?
He'd barely finished the thought when the C-deck plate he'd passed on his way up sprang unbidden into his mind. His body moved before he had time to think. Junpei turned and ran back towards the stairs. He had scarcely taken a step when, at the top of the stairs, next to an ornate clock embedded in the wall, he saw a person. Oh, there's the last person. It was a girl. She looked to be the same age as Junpei.
Of course she did.
Like some kind of love interest character. He froze, unable to look away from her face. He wasn't confounded by her beauty, or something equally silly. Rose, is that you? No, there was another reason he couldn't take his eyes off the girl. Junpei had seen her somewhere before. He couldn't quite remember where, but he knew. He knew he'd met her before. The girl, too, stared at Junpei, similarly stunned. Her response suggested that she'd seen him before as well.
Huh?
Without saying a word, Junpei walked slowly towards her. She didn't move. It was almost as though she was held in place by some sort of magic spell. As Junpei stepped onto her landing, the spell broke. No sooner had he set his foot down than the whole ship shook at once, a second time. The quake caught the girl unprepared and she fell.
Watch out!
Moving on instinct, Junpei leapt to catch her. Or so he thought. Cracks her head open and dies in the opening scene. Her face was far closer than it should have been, mere inches from his own.
Yeah.
He was flat on his back, and she had landed squarely on top of him. The girl seemed as confused as he did, and her face suggested she still hadn't fully recovered from seeing him. For a moment that seemed to stretch for a very long time, they stared at one another. The ship stopped shaking. Everything was quiet. Water could be heard from the bottom of the ship, lapping faintly at walls and ceilings, but eventually that fading as well. The silence was complete, a thick, muffling blanket. At last, the girl opened her mouth. This is way too much description for this encounter.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Is that you, Jumpy?
Jumpy.
No, it's...
Jumpy! Her words echoed through Junpei's head, and suddenly, his memory returned.
Childhood friend?
Would this nickname even make sense in Japanese? Jumpy? Or do they just add Y's to the end of things sometimes too, like we do?
Yeah.
But would it just would they know the word jumpy, I wonder? Huh. Or if it's just a coincidence?
I'm sure it wasn't Jumpy. Well, I'm trying to think. Well, Junpei. Yeah, Jumpy could work.
Maybe.
Because I don't think they would. It would be the same. It would be the same. Like it would mean Jumpy. Like they
Yeah,
wouldn't.
that's what I was wondering, is whether or not it would actually mean jumpy or not.
No, it
or
wouldn't
not.
mean Jumpy. It would probably just be like a
just be a
cutesy.
word.
Yeah, it'd be a cutesy way of saying his name.
Like Kylie.
Actually,
Yeah.
that's just a real name.
Yeah, it's kind of a real name.
Let's
Like,
not
it's like-
think about names.
Akane.
Akane? Oh, there we go. Why hadn't he realized it before? The girl was Akane Kurashiki. Don't bring that name back to me, man.
Oh no!
All I can think about is Akane the Kunoichi, the first video I ever made for YouTube for a video game. Remember that?
Yeah.
Or technically my first Let's Play. Ugh. She and Junpei had been friends in childhood. They'd gone to elementary school together for 6 years.
Called it. Always childhood friend.
You are the king of anime. But what was she doing on the ship? As if you know why you're on here or anything. Like, exactly the same thing as you, which is not knowing.
I bet you she started the whole game.
She looks like a ninja in this costume, by comparison. Her soft eyes were only inches away from his own. He could feel the warmth of her face. Feelings he'd thought long forgotten began to work their way to the surface. He could feel his face heating up. At that moment... Ah.
Okay.
That's incomprehensible, right?
Yeah.
I welcome you all from the bottom of my heart to this, my vessel.
What?
What's that voice?
We're all
Give
hearing
it back. They hurriedly untangled themselves from one another and struggled to their feet. It's really weird that it switches you to out of novel mode sometimes, but then doesn't switch back at the earliest possible chance.
Yeah.
So you might miss stuff. Their 7 companions had heard the voice as well, and many of their faces had gone pale. They looked around frantically, desperate to locate the source of the voice.
Probably an intercom system.
At last, they found it. A speaker set in the ceiling.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I was wrong about it being a twist for later.
Oh my god,
Turns out there's
Keith,
a
you were
character named-
right!
there's a
Zero is here!
Turns out there's a character named Zero, like, after the first puzzle.
Or maybe we're near the end.
I can almost understand that, I guess.
Is that considered invitations?
The voice was harsh, obscured occasionally by the crackle of static.
This is...
Junpei recognized it. How could he have forgotten it?
that guy in the gas mask! Hey, asshole! What the hell is this? Come on out here. I want to get a look at you.
What do you mean to do to us?
What?
Really hard to understand. Yes, we've said that 3 times
Did they
now.
like, okay,
What?
with this guy's voice, it's almost like they had him do a weird voice, and then they put a modulation over that voice.
Yeah.
So
like,
they
like Tom Hardy.
Yeah, so it's like someone going like the Nonary Game, and then they're like, okay, now put some put some weird mechanical overlay on that. And it's like, no, you.
You adopted the Nonary Game. I was born in it, killed by it. Wait.
You think the Nonary Game is your ally?
You think the Nonary Game is your ally? No, no one thinks that.
Well, somebody does.
Nonary Game.
What the hell's that?
Okay, never mind. Everyone pronounces that word differently. The voice continued implacable.
Oh right, I forgot to check my persons.
What is he talking about?
Wait, where is it on her?
I was about to ask the same question. Oh, it must be the watch.
Yeah.
So I'm like, where the fuck did they hide it on her body?
Her tits.
Just under the fold.
Yeah. You have to lift them up and read.
There's something in my pocket. Check this out.
Wait, no.
But where's her pocket? Silver reached into his pocket and pulled out a small slip of paper. The rest of them reached into their own pockets, except for her, the woman with no pockets. She was pocketless and therefore doomed to die.
Yeah, wait, she has like a dress on.
Hi. Junpei followed suit and dug into the pockets of his pants. I'm just gonna assume that we're gonna get to read that better than trying to make it out in the background right now. He felt the telltale crumple of paper, slightly damp from his earlier ordeal.
I got one too.
Yeah, kind of a dick move to like put him in water, then be like, read those paper rules in your
I don't
pocket.
think that was intended.
Oh, the window breaking?
Yeah.
This is like an accidental.
I feel like that's an accident.
Maybe.
You would kill a participant before he even like played the game?
Maybe.
It seems like a really
That
bad
would
game.
probably ruin it, huh?
Yeah.
Then it would seem Zero has seen fit to grace us each with a letter.
Well, I think
Would
it's
you
just the
mind
same copy
terribly
paste.
reading it to us, young man?
His request had been delivered to Junpei, who, after a short moment of surprise, did as he'd been asked, realizing that he was the protagonist character.
On this ship, you will find a handful of doors emblazoned with numbers. We will call them the numbered doors. The doors in front of you are a pair of the same. The key to opening these numbered doors are the numbered bracelets that each of you possess.
Well, we guessed that half an hour ago.
Should you total the numbers on your numbered bracelets and find that the digital root of that number is equal to the number of that door, the door will open.
What?
Only those who have opened the door may pass through.
What?
There are, however, limits. Only 3 to 5 people can pass through one numbered door. All those who enter must leave, and all who enter must contribute.
Weird. Only 3 to 5 people can go in the numbered door. That's like that could be the majority of the party, but they all have to do something in the puzzle.
You're cutting them out.
What?
You're because there's 2 doors, a 5 and a 4.
Yeah.
So you have to have enough people to make up both of those routes.
Yeah.
You go to the next door. There's multiple doors.
So we're splintering the party.
The more we keep, but the people who stay behind die. Because the water's just gonna get in there and kill them.
But what were the numbers on the doors? 4 and 5?
4 and 5.
So for now, everyone gets to go.
Yes.
This will be interesting.
So this thing on my arm is...
So it's not dangly grandpas, and now we're not killing each other outright.
Tingling the crap.
Well, like in that game, it's like
Kill somebody and try to get away with it.
Well, because it's a murder mystery.
yeah.
The whole thing is supposed to be a murder mystery. This is supposed to be like
This is like watching Japanese RPG protagonists be bad at an escape room.
Yeah, this is just like a weird. This is like a weird mix between Saw and like algebra.
So far, Junpei would be such a drag if he was part of my group in an escape room. Like, he'd be like, Junpei, come on.
Junpei, shut
No,
up.
Shut up, Junpei. He glanced around. It looked like everyone else had one as well, and had come to much the same conclusion. I think this is actually benefiting from being a group thing, because it's kind of fun to talk about this.
Yeah.
The purpose of the game is simple. Leave this ship alive.
Wow, that is actually simple.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Oh, that was intentional.
Maybe, yeah. 9 hours. 9 hours, 9 doors, 9 persons.
Does it take 9 hours to sink a ship?
I wonder if everyone gets to live, maybe. If there's supposed to be a door with a 9 on it, that implies that they can all go through it, and that's the exit.
Can they all go through it?
So maybe there's an ending where everyone lives. Maybe.
Wait, they can all. Would that calculate out right?
I mean, this one's 4 and 5.
9 people.
Yeah, if there's a door that's a 9, then why wouldn't all 9 be able to go through it?
Because the only way you can go through the door is if the route or if the
They didn't mention routes in the description of that thing,
yeah.
did they? Oh, did they?
In order to go through the door, you have to have as many people as it equals the route of that door.
Oh shit!
So that's what I was saying. Like it splits them off. So you have to take like you have to make 5 again.
I might have
So you
skipped
have to
over
have-
a word there that was important.
So you have to have number 8. So you have to have number 7, 6, and 1 to go through that door.
That's problematic. So the higher your number is, the less likely other people are to survive. Essentially,
Pretty
going
much,
through the
yeah.
door. That's interesting.
But 3 to 5 people can go through the door. So you can make a huge number and then equate it down to 5.
Yeah, but if you're a high number person, then when it gets to the door that says 9 on it, then the higher your number is, the more other people you're costing the chance of living.
I don't know, maybe that's not the rules, but that's what he said to get through that door was. At
Yeah.
least these doors.
Maybe.
Oh my god, I can't do this anymore.
Batman!
Thanks.
The voice finished and the speaker went silent.
Well,
hear
roll
that.
credits.
Because it said the
I
title.
think it's coming
It
from
said
over
all
by
of
the
them.
stairs.
Yeah.
It's the clock telling us the time.
Everyone had their eyes on the antique clock embedded in the wall that was surprisingly small considering the size of the room.
And the sound of the bell.
7, 8, 9. Good joke. And punctuation problem? There's a missing space. The sound of the 9th bell faded away. The 10th never came. Because it's saying you have 9 hours now.
It rang
That clock's gonna be the ominous countdown.
9 o'clock then?
I think it's 9 p.m. I couldn't see anything when I tried looking out the window earlier. It has to be nighttime.
If that is the case, then we would need to escape by 6 a.m. tomorrow.
The speaker went silent and did not speak again. You said that last time.
Hey! You bastard! What do you mean by that? Come out here, you asshole!
He
No.
likes to swear because he's the edgy teenager angry guy.
That guy won't stop shouting.
Who is he, Andrew?
And the others.
And the others.
You can't do this to me, man.
What the fuck?
Junpei too was consumed by his thoughts.
Man, this was an easy voice acting gig.
Way too many questions.
Uh,
Who is Hero? What's the Nonary Game? What's it for?
It's a game where your life's on the line. We've said it like 3 times.
Is he some nutjob just doing this to mess with us? Or
Yes.
does he have some other purpose?
Oh, it's a purpose.
He finds it amusing.
He wants to see if people can actually escape the Titanic and survive.
Why pick
Given
me
3
to be
times
part
the
of this
time?
Yeah.
insane game? And the others? Why are these 8 people here? And the most confusing of them all. Why is Akane here? I haven't seen her since elementary school. Why her? Why now?
I don't know, he probably just picked from a handful.
Coincidence? No. There's no way. There has to be a reason.
Probably coincidence.
Yeah, or Zero knows all of them.
I mean, it's just Japan, dude. It's not like he grabbed people from the United States. It's pretty likely to accidentally just grab the same people from the same town.
Yeah,
you probably all live in fucking Tokyo.
I think the fact that they know each other might potentially suggest the idea that Zero knows all of them.
They could have all just fucked up at some point, and that could be why they're here.
Yeah.
They could all know Zero. It could all just be a thing that all of them actually know who Zero is, but don't know who Zero is.
But, like, they know who Zero is, but they don't know there's Zero, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it could be the idea that, like, oh, they all fucking hated this one guy, and the one guy was like, fine, I'll make a Titanic death ship.
She didn't smile to me when I bought that thing at the convenience store.
I don't know what exactly, but there has to be.
Very well.
The lion's voice seemed oddly loud in the silence. So I make fun of the naming scheme a little bit, but I actually kind of like it because I'm really bad at keeping straight a large number of Japanese names in a game sometimes.
Yeah.
So having them all have like nicknames is actually really convenient. It
Standing
works.
around here won't do us any good. Best we get moving, don't you think?
Get moving?
Are you planning to open the numbered doors? Hey, wait! Wait, don't tell me you're actually gonna do what this Zero says.
No, that's not what I mean.
I feel like I know his voice actor.
Yeah, that's what I was
Lion
saying.
specifically. The lion shook his head, mildly annoyed.
I'm saying let's find another way. After all, we haven't really examined this place yet.
What?
Where have we not looked? Everyone searched A-Deck already, right?
Yeah, we were kind of in a rush though, so we probably missed some things.
Why don't we check out the lower floors first? We should see how deep this place goes.
I can work with that.
Then let's go.
It makes sense to check the lower floors first because they're gonna flood first.
Yeah. Man, there's a lot more
Whoa!
talking than puzzles.
What the hell? It's completely submerged.
Damn. If the water level keeps rising like this, we're all gonna drown.
No.
I don't believe that's something we have to worry about.
9 hours.
You don't have to worry about it, there's an entire floor that's already submerged now. The prince knelt down and gently drew his hand across it.
See? The water's not flowing. That means the origin of the water has been stopped.
Oh, because the porthole the water was coming through is now submerged, so there's no, like, difference in height anymore, perhaps?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Perhaps this Zero fellow has used some sort of remote control to seal a watertight door lower down. He said that our time limit was 9 hours. In other words, this water won't rise for 9 hours.
Or just might slowly rise over the course of 9 hours, in intervals.
And you're saying we won't sink till then.
Did you read the script too?
Well, that may be a little too optimistic. No point to wishful thinking.
That's depressing.
If we don't determine a way to advance from this point, we are stuck on A-Deck and C-Deck.
Where's
Looks
B-Deck?
that way.
Hey, hold on. How about we check C-Deck before we jump to any conclusions? We might find something there.
Huh, you're right.
Man, you're gonna look amazing.
I think we should look at the metal doors by the big staircase too. They're pretty suspicious.
I'm curious, is it A deck on top, then B, and then C on the bottom? And
Yes.
they have like an elevator or a staircase to get down to C, but B is flooded, but on an airtight level where it won't go down to C, I guess?
No, I think C
So
is the
maybe
one
they-
that's flooded, because they're going down to C right now.
I thought they were saying they couldn't get to B.
B has the doors on it.
I think we should look at the metal doors. Oh, you said that.
No numbers on either door. And I don't see an authentication device either. Nope. It's locked.
This one too. Damn, none of the doors are opening.
Hey guys, over here. There's another door behind the stairs.
What? There is?
This one doesn't open either.
We'll see about that. Hey, old man, give me a hand.
Using force, I see. Let's give it a try.
They didn't really animate that, right?
It won't budge.
Could you not just start shouting out of nowhere? You almost gave me a heart attack, you know.
Oh, sorry.
He has a very weak heart for a dancer.
Yeah.
Like, the roar can work for me. It's just they need to make his mouth open and just stay open for that instead of doing the normal, like, casual jabbering that they do.
Yeah, instead of the lip flapping.
He's like, blop, 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 blop during
He's
the
like,
roar. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. But, like, his mouth is posed where if they just kept it open, he'd look like he was doing it anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't appear to have moved even with two
That's
of
a
us trying.
fucking key lock. Stop
It's
being
very well
idiots.
made.
Idiots. Try using your brain first.
Huh?
Take a closer look.
A keyhole?
Right. It's obvious what we need to open this door.
A key card.
A key, huh?
You got a problem?
No, I just
Yeah,
really
we don't
doubt
have a
we'll
key.
find a key that easily.
It's such agonizingly inefficient dialogue.
This is really.
It's like,
It's almost
door's
too-
locked, need a key.
It's almost too much
But it's-
padding.
Yeah, it's like so much. It's weird because this happens so much in video games, but especially like a lot of the Japanese games I've played in particular is just like they'll explain one thing like 7 times in a row. I'm like, I got it the first time. Okay, got it. No, come on, man. Come on. Ignoring the tense air between the two, Junpei moved closer to examine the doorknob.
What's this?
There's a strange mark in the shape of a circle surrounded
There's
with a dot.
mark on it. Does it mean something?
It means the key's gonna have that symbol on it.
Hey, look! Over here, too!
Is it a different lock with a different symbol? Oh, no. It's very different.
Oh, elevators.
Pink Hair was looking at double doors that they hadn't examined yet.
More doors.
This really is what a visual novel about people solving escape rooms. This is meta. This is the most bizarre
They're
thing.
elevators. There's an inverted triangle button by them.
May as well try pressing
Well,
it.
that's racist.
Nothing.
Maybe the power isn't on.
I wonder what percentage of players of this game go on to play an actual escape room.
Or we need to do something
Zero.
with this card reader.
0.
They all die.
And there's a strange mark here, too. What
Oh
is
my-
this?
Wait, no,
It
that's
looks like a lowercase h with a dash drawn across the upper stem of the h.
lowercase h.
Do you recognize that symbol or something?
Japanese symbol.
But they're being English, so they're like, it looks like a, I don't know.
like an H.
Looks like a musical, whatever the stanza thing's called, and then like a cross. Bless our father,
I wanna say-
I've sinned.
I want to say it's. I think
Junpei
it's.
stared at it for a while.
I think it's ne.
Ne?
Ne.
Ne?
I think so.
Ne?
Yeah, because
This is the symbol of Saturn.
Or it's that. Is that what it is, Andrew?
What?
It's an astrological symbol.
Is it?
And the mark on the other door.
It looks just like a Japanese symbol,
I
though.
think that was the sun symbol. We saw
What?
the same symbols on A deck.
We did?
I don't remember that.
A deck, huh? I haven't been there, so I wouldn't know.
Okay.
May as well check again since we're talking about it.
We're all gonna go up there?
Lion's words urged them on. They took the stairs up.
Okay.
There, the 2 doors next to the stairs. The one on the left had a keyhole with a similar symbol engraved on it.
She's right. It looks similar to what we saw downstairs.
This is an Earth symbol.
Why do
The
you know
horizontal
this?
line symbolizes the equator, and the vertical one represents the prime meridian.
I see.
Junpei looked up at the ceiling.
The ceiling. Metal plates. Huh. It's as if it's covering something up.
Like the transition to a different floor.
Perhaps it was a dome of some kind.
Yeah,
I
probably.
wish we could get out through there.
Be realistic. We'd need a lot of explosives. to open that up.
been underwater the entire time.
Oh, like we're actually underwater right now?
Yes.
That'd be fucked.
You can't sink
The windows-
That's
in
why we
9
can't see
hours.
through
They're
anything,
all
yeah.
covered.
There were several windows along both sides of the ship. or at least there had been. They too were covered with metal plates.
In other words, we're trapped. All the exits go nowhere.
You had to do that just to show.
Junpei was not happy. The girl with the pink hair spoke up.
Well, I'm sure they go somewhere. We just can't open them.
Are those
Then
earmuffs
the
or
mountain
headphones?
spoke. Okay, you don't need to say that.
You don't know that. For all we know, they just open into walls or take us in circles.
Is a fucking Winchester mystery house?
The prince did not agree. Have you been there?
No.
It's weird. It's
I
just
should,
really
I
weird.
should go there and just
You'll
film.
just go upstairs and open a door, and the door will open to outside. No balcony or anything. It's
Is that
just,
safe? Like, people can just do that?
well, no, like those areas are blocked off, but you can see. You'll walk around the building and you'll see an exterior door just sticking out of the wall upstairs. Because they just made doors upstairs that go nowhere, and you just would fall out.
Well, that's what
And
happens when you have a lot of
and,
money
like,
and go
there's-
batshit insane.
I think there's a staircase where you go. You essentially have to zigzag like 3 or 4 times to essentially not change floors.
Wait, zigzag on the staircase?
Yeah, the staircase is in this confined room and it zigzags, and they're really long steps that are barely going up at all. And I think you go all the way across the room zigzagging these staircases that aren't even climbing, and you essentially go up like 2 feet, and then you go out the door on the other side. The place just makes no sense. It's just nonsense.
I really should go there.
It's interesting. It's amazing that it's real and someone actually made it for some reason because they were crazy. Because
They gotta stop the ghosts!
Yeah, they're just crazy.
No, I'm sure they go somewhere. Otherwise, what point would there be? And we can't
We just
open
explained
them.
that.
Well, 2 of them at least.
Oh, you mean the numbered doors.
All eyes turned towards the doors with numbers on them. The atmosphere in the room grew tense.
Hey, wait a minute. I think I said this earlier, but I don't think we should do that.
The dancer moved in front of the doors as if to block them.
We'd have to be crazy to open these doors. If we do that, we're doing exactly what Zero wants us to do.
Okay.
Suddenly, everyone began to speak at once.
May as well give it a shot. We can't stay here forever.
Yes, I'm in favor as well.
No, I'm totally against this.
But shouldn't we at least try?
We don't know what'll happen. We should stay here.
We don't have time for that. In 8.5 hours, this ship is going to sink.
The clamor of voices made it next to impossible to determine who was saying what.
Not really.
Their arguments grew more and more intense until people were shouting and screaming at one another. I mean, a bunch of them
shut
can't go,
up!
right? They fell silent and all eyes turned towards Junpei. He felt each stare burning into him and refused to flinch.
Before we try and decide where we're going to go, there's something else we ought to do.
What's that?
We
Orgy.
need to exchange information. We don't know anything about each other. I want to know who you guys are. Who you are, where you came from, why you ended up here. Don't tell me you aren't curious too.
They were silent. Some of them looked the other way, or bit their lip, or crossed their arms and stared at the ceiling.
So all dubious as fuck.
But one of them spoke up. Is it a lion? Nope.
Of course it
I
was.
agree. I think Jumpy is right.
Jumpy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about him. I just call him Jumpy. His name is Junpei.
He pointed towards Junpei.
We're childhood friends. We went to the same elementary school.
Wait, stop! Don't tell us stuff we didn't ask you about. Zero's probably watching us right now. What are you gonna do if he's listening in?
I think he knows!
He probably knows who everyone is.
He kidnapped all of you from your homes and jobs. Like, I think he
Yeah.
knows you.
Weird call.
Oh, would that be bad?
Hell yeah, it would!
Why?
We don't know how much that bastard knows about us. Maybe he just picked a bunch of random people to kidnap. If that is the case, then it'd be dangerous for us to let him know too much. If Zero knows who we are, he could go after our families.
Oh, so this is gonna be the reason why we none of us teach each other about each other at all, and we all go by weird names that are made up? I
Yeah.
guess now that she's called me Jumpy, now they're gonna all call me Jumpy. Because that's my new name.
Maybe he'd tell us he had them to get us to do stuff, you know?
But we still need to know what our names are. It's going to be hard to talk to each other if we don't have names.
Alright, then why don't we have code names?
To him, apparently, it seemed like the obvious solution.
Code names?
Yeah, we'll each pick something. Like, I'll be 7.
Oh, we're just gonna go by numbers now?
7? Why are you 7?
Well, my watch says.
It seems a fair question. Yeah, he's probably 7. The mountain stuck out his left arm.
Because this bracelet number says 7.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, that's a good idea.
He smirked.
All right, I'm gonna be Santa.
What?
Well, just gonna throw this
You
naming.
piece of shit! We had a system!
We just threw the system out immediately.
God! It would have been so handy to keep track of people by numbers. So then we could be like, okay, we need number 1, number 3, and number 5, and we know who those people are by face.
But also, we already had a number system, and we're just gonna swap it out for. We already had a naming system, and we're just gonna swap it out for a different one. They didn't know it yet, but like, from us as players, we're like, we already knew numbers. Damn it!
Any of you chumps know Japanese? No? Well, san means 3. So, I'll be Santa. You know, like Santa Claus. Fits, don't you think?
No, it doesn't. That's literally a different name.